Hello, my dear friend. Welcome to VUS Learning English Podcast. My name is Anna, and I am so happy you are here with me today. If this is your first time listening, welcome. We are so glad to have you. And if you are a returning listener, thank you for coming back. It is always a joy to be with you. Today we have a very special topic. It is a topic about a feeling we all want more of. That feeling is confidence. We will talk about how to build strong confidence that helps you with your goals, confidence that helps you feel good about yourself. We will learn a very small habit, a habit that takes only 60 seconds, but it can change everything for you. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me today. I'm truly grateful. If you enjoy our time together, please think about following or subscribing. It helps our podcast grow. It helps more English learners around the world find us. And I would love to know where you are listening from. Are you in India? Are you in Brazil? Maybe you're in Bangladesh or Mexico. Please tell me in the comments. I love to see where our friends are. Okay, are you ready? Let's begin. Section 1. The Big Dream and the Big Wall. Have you ever had a big dream? A very big goal in your heart? Maybe you want to get very healthy and strong, or maybe you want to start your own small business. Or maybe you want to write a book, or learn to speak English very, very well. When you think about this big dream, you feel excited. You feel so much energy for 1 day, for 2 days, maybe for 3 days. And then something happens. The big dream feels too big. It feels so far away. You start to feel lost. You feel overwhelmed. Overwhelmed is a big word. It means you have too much to do and you don't know where to start. It feels like a huge wall is in front of you. You cannot see over it. You cannot go around it. So you just stop. You are right back where you started. The dream is still there, but you are not moving toward it. If this has happened to you, I want to tell you something very important. It is not your fault. Let me say that again. It is not your fault. You are not weak. You are not lazy. Your brain is just doing its job. Our brain has a special job. Its job is to keep us safe. It wants to protect us. It protects us from failing. It protects us from feeling bad. It protects us from wasting our energy on something that is not sure. A big dream has an uncertain outcome. That means we don't know if we will succeed. So your brain thinks it is dangerous. Your brain builds that big wall, that wall of feeling overwhelmed. The wall makes you stay where you are. You are safe, but you are also stuck. And every time you start a new goal and stop, something else happens. There's a little voice in your head. The voice of self-doubt. That voice says, see, you can't do it. You always quit. And that little voice gets louder. The proof that you cannot do it gets stronger. It feels more and more true. But what if I told you there's a way to change this? What if there is a way to make that big wall disappear? Not all at once, but piece by piece. Brick by brick. There's a habit that can do this. It is a very small habit. It takes less than 60 seconds. This habit is so small, your brain will not see it as a danger. Your brain will not try to stop you. But this habit is very, very powerful. It can build momentum. Momentum is when things start moving and it gets easier and easier to keep moving. And this habit gives your brain something very important. It gives your brain proof, cold, hard proof that you can do it. Stay with me. I am not going to say simple things like, just believe in yourself. No. We are going to learn a real method. A method that science supports. A method to create confidence whenever you need it. We will learn what this habit is. We will learn why it works inside our brains. And we will learn how you can use it. How you can build a new story for yourself. A story with so much proof that your confidence becomes strong. So strong, it cannot be broken. Section 2. The truth about confidence. First, let's talk about a big lie. A lie many of us believe about confidence. The lie is that confidence is a part of our personality. That some people are just born with it. Like having blue eyes or brown hair. We all know people like this, right? The person who walks into a room full of people and just talks to everyone. They look so comfortable. They look so sure of themselves. Or the person who shares their new business idea. Their voice is strong. They are not shaking. Or the artist who shows their paintings to the world. They show their art without fear. We look at these people and we think, they just have it. They are just a confident person. That is the first part of the lie. The second part of the lie is this: you must feel confident before you can do something. So, what do? We wait. We wait to feel good. We wait for the right mood. We wait for the fear to go away. We wait for a magical feeling of inspiration to come, a feeling that tells us, okay, now you are ready. But we wait and wait and wait. We might wait forever because that is not how confidence works. Here is the truth. Are you ready for the truth? Confidence does not come before action. Confidence comes after action. It is the result of action. Let me explain. Real confidence is not a feeling. Real confidence is a belief. And this belief is not magic. It is not from telling yourself, I am great in the mirror 100 times. True, strong confidence is a belief built on one thing, only one thing, and that thing is evidence. Evidence is proof. It is information that shows something is true. Confidence is the good reputation you have with yourself. Think about it like this. Imagine you have a friend. Your friend says, I will meet you at 5 o'clock. And your friend comes at 5 o'clock. The next day, your friend says, I will call you in the morning. And your friend calls you in the morning. Again and again, your friend does what they say they will do. You start to trust this friend. You believe in them. You have evidence that your friend keeps their promises. Confidence is the same, but it is a relationship with yourself. Every time you tell yourself, I am going to do this small thing, and you do it. You keep your promise to yourself. You are building trust with yourself. It is like putting money into a special bank account. Let's call it your confidence account. When you keep a promise to yourself, you make a deposit. You put money in. But what happens when you break a promise to yourself? You say, I will wake up early tomorrow. But you don't. You say, I will eat a healthy lunch. But you don't. When you break a promise to yourself, you make a withdrawal. You take money out of your confidence account. Those people who look so confident, they are not a different kind of human. They just have a long history of making and keeping promises to themselves. Their confidence account is full. It is overflowing. This is not just a nice idea. This is how our brains work. Science shows us our brains can change. This is a wonderful thing called neuroplasticity. Neuro means about the brain. Plasticity means it can be shaped or changed. So your brain can physically change. It can build new roads and new connections. How? Based on what you do and what you think. Again and again, you can literally build a confident brain. Let me tell you how. It is about a loop, a circle, and a special chemical in your brain. This chemical is called dopamine. People often call dopamine the feel-good chemical, but its real job is much more important. Dopamine is about motivation, and it is about remembering what works. When you take a small action and you finish it, your brain gives you a little bit of dopamine. It's a little reward. That dopamine tells your brain, hey, that was good. Pay attention. Do that again. This little hit of dopamine does two things. First, it makes you feel good, so you want to do the action again. Second, it helps your brain remember that success. It starts to build a new path in your brain, a real physical path. This path says, this action is good. This action leads to success. The more you do the action, the stronger the path becomes. Imagine a little path in a forest. At first, it is hard to see, but if you walk on it every day, the path gets wider, it gets clearer. Soon it becomes a big, easy road, a super highway. Then the action becomes easy, it becomes automatic, and the belief that you can do it becomes natural. That belief is what we call confidence. Scientists can see this with brain scans. When we succeed at something, even a small thing, a part of our brain called the prefrontal cortex becomes more active. This is the part of your brain for making decisions, for being smart. At the same time, another part of the brain gets quiet, the amygdala. This is the fear center of your brain. So when you succeed, your brain learns to be less afraid. It learns to be more active and more sure. Success teaches your brain a lesson. The lesson is, this worked. Do it again. That is why the best way to think about confidence is like a muscle. This is not just a nice story. It is a good description, like a muscle in your arm. It grows stronger when you use it. When you practice, you do reps, and your confidence muscle gets bigger. And just like a muscle, if you don't use it, it gets weaker. If you stop taking action, if you stop collecting evidence that you can do things, that confidence muscle gets smaller. This is why starting with a huge goal is a bad idea. It is like going to the gym for the first time and trying to lift a very, very heavy weight, maybe 150 kilograms. You will almost surely fail. And that failure becomes more evidence. Evidence for the voice that says you can't do it. Your brain learns another lesson. Trying big things is scary. It leads to failure. Let's not do that again. And you get stuck. You stay in a circle, going down and down. How do we break this circle? We must start with a weight we know we can lift. A rep so small, so easy that you cannot fail. You must start collecting new evidence. Evidence that you are good. Evidence that you are capable. This is what our 60-second habit is for. It is the small 1 kilogram weight for your confidence muscle. It feels very small, but it is the start of everything. It is the first rep, the first step to rewiring your brain for success. Section 3, the 60-second win. So, what is this wonderful habit? What is this secret key? It is not a special pose. It is not a difficult morning plan. The power of this habit is that it is very, very simple. Your brain is very good at making excuses. It can tell you not to do almost anything, but it cannot argue with this habit. The 60-second habit is called the 60-second win. That is all, a 60-second win. It is the simple act of doing one tiny thing, an action that you choose, an action that moves you just a little bit closer to your goal. And you do it in less than 1 minute. And then you say to yourself, I did it. Let's look at the 3 parts. Each part is very important. You cannot skip any of them. Part 1, identify. First, you choose one action, not a big goal, a specific, physical thing you can do. The key is to make it very, very small. So small it feels a little funny. We are not talking about do exercise. We are talking about put on your running shoes. We are not talking about write your book. We are talking about open the computer document and type 1 sentence. The goal is to choose something so easy that thinking about not doing it takes more energy than just doing it. Part 2, execute. Then you do the thing right away. No waiting, no thinking, no excuses. The moment you identify your small win, you move. This part is very short, maybe 5 seconds, maybe 50 seconds. This speed is important. It is so fast, your brain cannot stop you. The part of your brain that loves to wait, the procrastinator. It does not have time to wake up before you can think, oh, but I'm tired. The action is already finished. Done. Part 3, acknowledge. This is the most important part, and it is the part most people forget. After you finish the tiny action, you must notice the victory. You must tell your brain that you won. You must close the loop for your brain. This can be very simple. A little check mark in your mind. Or you can whisper to yourself, done. Or you can make a small fist pump, a small celebration. You can tell yourself, I did it. I kept my promise to myself. This is you giving the evidence to your brain. You are saying, hey brain, record this. This is a win. This is who we are now. We are the kind of person who does what they say. The 60-second time limit is the secret. Feeling overwhelmed does not come from hard work. It comes from work that has no clear end. A goal like get healthy is overwhelming. Where is the end? A goal like clean the whole house is overwhelming. But drink 1 glass of water is not overwhelming. It has a start and an end. Put 1 book back on the shelf is not overwhelming. You are giving your brain a job with a 100% success rate. You cannot fail, and you do this again and again and again. You are stacking these small pieces of proof like building with little blocks. You are building a mountain of evidence. Evidence that you are capable. Evidence that you are reliable. Evidence that you are a person who takes action. You are making the evidence, and this evidence builds the belief, and that belief is called confidence. If you are starting to see how this tiny habit can make a big change, I would love it if you would tap the like button. It is a very small action. It tells the podcast algorithm that this is good information, and it helps this message reach more people who are feeling stuck and need a little hope. It only takes 1 second, and it helps our community grow. Thank you. Now let's talk about the most important part, how to actually do this in your life. Section 4. your guide to starting. Knowing the what and the why is good, but it is not useful if you don't know the how. This is our tutorial, our step-by-step guide. We will walk through the exact steps to bring the 60-second win into your life, starting right now. I want you to finish this podcast knowing exactly what to do next. Step 1, choose your win. This is the most important step. Getting this right is everything. Your 60-second win must follow a few simple rules. First, it must be a physical action, not a result. A result is the end goal. It is often not in your control. For example, lose 1 kilogram is a result. Find a new customer is a result. You cannot be 100% sure you can do that today. An action is something you do. An action is in your control. Walk for 60 seconds is an action. Send 1 email to a possible client is an action. Focus on the doing word, the verb. Second, it must be 100% in your control. It cannot need help from another person. I want my teacher to praise my English is not in your control, but I will read 1 page of my English book out loud is in your control. Third, and this is so important, it must be very, very small. If you think of a small goal, then cut it in half, then cut it in half again. The reason for the 60-second win is not to make big progress in 1 minute. The reason is to build the habit of starting. It is to win the fight against doing nothing. Research about habits shows this is true. Starting with very small, easy steps is the best way to succeed long term. Let's look at some real examples so you can see what I mean. Example 1, for health and fitness. Your big goal is, I want to lose 20 kilograms and be fit. This is a great goal, but it is very big. Your 60-second win is not go to the gym for 1 hour. That is too big to start. Your 60-second win is put on my workout clothes. That's it. You just put them on, or fill up my water bottle, or do 60 seconds of simple stretching. These small actions are the first domino. You push the first small domino and it makes the next one fall. It is much harder to skip your exercise when you are already wearing the clothes for it. Example 2, for your work or your studies. Your big goal is finish a very big report for my job or pass my big exam. Your 60-second win is not study for 3 hours. That is too much pressure. Your 60-second win is open the book to the correct page. Or open the document on the computer and write a title. Or write 1 single sentence for the report. The empty page is scary. This habit does not ask you to write the whole page. It just asks you to show up, to open the book, to write 1 word. Example 3, for learning a new skill. Your big goal is, I want to become fluent in Spanish. A wonderful goal. Your 60-second win is not study grammar for 1 hour. Your 60-second win is open the language app on my phone and answer 1 question. Or if you are learning guitar, take the guitar out of its case and play 1 chord, just 1. This makes the energy you need to start almost 0. It is so easy to do. Example 4, for your home. Your big goal is clean and organize my entire house. This is a huge goal, so overwhelming. Your 60-second win is not clean the whole kitchen. Your 60-second win is take 1 dirty dish to the sink. Or throw away 1 piece of junk mail. Or put 1 shirt back in the closet. The list can go on forever. Change your focus. Don't look at the top of the mountain. Look at the very first small step on the path. Step 2. Do it now. Once you have your very small win, you must act instantly. This is a rule. Do not break it. The little space, the little moment between thinking about doing something and doing it, that is a dangerous place. That is where motivation dies. Here is a powerful trick to help you. It is called the 5-second rule. A woman named Mel Robbins made it popular. The moment you have the idea for your win, you count down from 5, like a rocket launch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. When you say go, you must physically move. This countdown is like a starting pistol in a race. It stops your brain from hesitating. It wakes up your habit of action. You will feel resistance. You will feel a pull to stay on the sofa. You will hear a voice in your head. This is silly. This is pointless. You will feel a feeling of, I don't want to. See that feeling, notice it, and do your action anyway. That feeling is real, but it is not a stop sign. It is just a little bump in the road. By the time you really feel the feeling, the action is already finished. It is over. You have to prove to your brain that the fear was bigger than the action. Step 3. Celebrate the win. This is the step that makes the habit strong. This is the step that builds your confidence. If doing the action is like putting money in your confidence account, this step is like getting the receipt, the proof of your deposit. Why is this so important? Because our brains have something called a negativity bias. That means our brains are naturally better at remembering bad things. We remember our failures more clearly than our successes. It helped our ancestors survive, but it does not help us build confidence. So this step is a conscious choice. It is how we fight that negativity bias. It forces your brain to pay attention to the win, to the success. Here are a few simple ways to do it. First, use your voice. As soon as you finish, say a word out loud. Done. Yes. Win. I did it. When you speak, you use more of your senses. It makes the memory stronger. Second, use your body. Connect the win to a physical movement, a small fist pump, a sharp nod of your head, tapping your heart 2 times. This creates a physical anchor. It connects the action to the feeling of success. Third, write it down. This is the most powerful method of all. Get a simple notebook. A cheap one is fine. On the first page, write my win log. Every day take 60 seconds and write down the tiny wins you did. It will look like this. Put on my running shoes. Wrote 1 sentence of my email. Drank 1 glass of water before my coffee. Took 1 dish to the sink. Over time, this book becomes your book of evidence, your book of proof. On days when you feel bad, on days when you feel like a failure, when that voice of self-doubt is screaming in your ear, you can open this book. You can look at pages and pages of proof. Proof that you are a person who shows up. Proof that you are a person who takes action. Facts are stronger than feelings. Your feelings of failure cannot argue with pages of your written success. Data overrides drama. This is how you build a new story. A true story. Section 5. The big change from a small habit. So this all sounds nice, but how does a tiny habit like putting on your shoes? How does that really lead to strong, unbreakable confidence? The change happens because of something called momentum. Momentum is like a snowball. Imagine you are at the top of a snowy hill. You take a little bit of snow, You make a tiny snowball. It is very small. It is nothing by itself. But then you give it a little push. You let it roll down the hill. As it rolls, it picks up more snow. It gets a little bigger and a little faster. Then it gets even bigger and even faster. Soon, it is a giant snowball rolling all by itself. It has momentum. The 60-second win is your tiny snowball at the top of the hill. Let's follow the story of a person. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah wants to start her own online business. She wants to sell handmade jewelry, but she is very, very afraid. She feels completely paralyzed, stuck. So Sarah decides to try the 60-second win, just one small win every day. Week 1, the first push. Sarah's big goal is launch my online store. It is terrifying. Day 1. Her win is to write down one possible name for her business. She takes a piece of paper. She writes one name. It takes 30 seconds. Then she takes her new win log. She writes, wrote down one business name. She feels a tiny spark, a little bit of dopamine. Day 2. Her win is to check if that name is available online as a website. She goes to a website. She types the name. It takes 45 seconds. It is available. She logs it. Checked the domain name. Another tiny spark. Day 3. Her win is to add the website name to the shopping cart. Just add it. She doesn't have to buy it. It takes 20 seconds. She logs it. Added domain to cart. The snowball is rolling. Day 4. Today she feels a little bit of excitement. Just a little. Today's win is to buy the domain name. It costs $12. She is a little nervous, but she does it. It takes 60 seconds. She logs it. I bought my domain name. This time, the dopamine hit is bigger. She smiles. By the end of the week, Sarah has not launched a business. Of course not, but she has 7 wins in her logbook. She has 7 pieces of evidence. 7 promises she kept to herself. She is building a new reputation with herself. Month 1, the snowball grows. Now something magical starts to happen. Sarah's 60-second wins start to become bigger naturally. One day, her win is just to open the website builder and look at a template. That is her only goal. 60 seconds. But once the beautiful template is open on her screen, she feels curious. She starts clicking around. She changes a color. She uploads one photo. She ends up playing with it for 15 minutes. This happens because she started. The 60-second win is not the work. The 60-second win is the key that starts the engine of the car. Once the engine is on, it is easier to drive. Another day, her win is to write one sentence for the About Me page. She opens the page. It is blank and scary, but her goal is just one sentence. She writes, "My name is Sarah, and I love making jewelry." But then she thinks of another sentence and another. She ends up writing a whole paragraph. She is no longer only doing 60-second tasks. She is starting with them, and the work itself is pulling her forward. This is called an upward spiral. One small good thing makes the next good thing easier. Month 3, the new identity. 3 months have passed. Sarah has a simple website. It has a few products. The fear of launching the store is still there. It is real. But now Sarah has something she did not have before. She has her win log, her little notebook. It is full. It has almost 100 entries, 100 small wins, 100 promises she kept to herself. The evidence is clear. Her old identity was, I am a person who always quits. That story is getting weaker. A new evidence-based identity is growing. I am a person who shows up. I am a person who learns things. I am a person who does things, even when I'm scared. This is the heart of strong, unbreakable confidence. It is not feeling no fear. It is the deep knowledge in your bones that you can and will act with fear. This new confidence starts to go into other parts of her life. At her day job, there is a big meeting. She has an idea. Normally, she would be too scared to speak. The old fear is there. It says, don't do it. Stay quiet. But her new identity answers back. It says, hey, I built a website from nothing. I can say one sentence in a meeting. So she does. She takes a deep breath and she speaks. Her idea is good. Her boss likes it. That night, she writes in her win log, spoke up in the meeting today. Another win. More evidence. Confidence is not just for one area. It spreads. It is a belief in your ability to handle things, all kinds of things. By proving to yourself that you can do a small thing, you teach your brain that you're a person who can do things. Period. You are building the skill of self-trust. The fear might never go away completely, but your relationship with fear changes. Fear is no longer a big wall that stops you. Now it is just a passenger in your car. It can sit in the back and complain, but it is not driving. You are driving. You have your hands on the wheel. That is the real reward. So here's my invitation to you. Don't just feel inspired by this. Take action. For the next 7 days, I invite you to practice the 60-second win. Just one time each day. That's all. Choose one area in your life where you feel stuck. Find your very, very small action. Do it, and then celebrate it. Acknowledge your win. And if you feel brave, I invite you to make a public commitment. Right now, go to the comments section. Write day 1. And then write the 60-second win you promised to do today. Let's build a community of friends who are all collecting evidence together. Then you can come back in 7 days and tell us how it felt. Let's bring this all home. Big goals feel scary because we look at the finish line miles and miles away. That is a mistake. The secret is to forget the finish line and to fall in love with the feeling of starting. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is not something you find by luck. Confidence is something you build. It is like a house you build with your own hands. You build it brick by brick. And each brick is a piece of evidence from your own actions. This 60-second habit is your first brick. It is small, it is light, it is easy to put in place. But when you stack thousands of these bricks, day after day, you build a strong home of self-belief. A home that no storm of self-doubt can ever tear down. You do not need to feel ready. You do not need to wait for motivation to arrive. All you need is 60 seconds. You have everything you need to start right now in this moment. Stop waiting for confidence to come to you. Go out and build it. One 60-second win at a time. Thank you so much for listening today. If this was valuable for you, please subscribe or follow our podcast. And hit the notification bell. That way you will not miss our next episode. Thank you for being here, my friend. Now go get your first win. See you next time, my friend.